Have you ever wondered why some people seem to have a Midas touch and everything they do turns into success, while others, even when they try their hardest, always end up back where they started? The truth is that the path to wealth is not a straight line. The problem is not just in what you do, but in how you think and act at each stage of the process. Maybe you're asking yourself right now, am I doing this wrong too? And that's exactly what we're going to uncover. If you've tried everything, listened to advice, and still never seemed to get anywhere, maybe there's something missing from your plan. But don't worry, because today we're going to talk about the truth that almost no one tells you. We're going to go beyond the basic strategies and delve into something deeper, more fundamental, that most people ignore. This video is for those who want to understand what really separates those who achieve financial freedom from those who keep running in circles. Maybe the problem isn't the amount of effort, but the direction of that effort. You know that feeling of working hard, but feeling like your results are less than they should be. This doesn't happen by chance. You may be focusing so much on strategies that you've forgotten the main thing, the right step-by-step guide to making it all happen. It's like trying to put together a giant jigsaw puzzle, but with all the pieces mixed up. You may even be able to fit some of them together, but in the end, the complete picture never comes together. And make no mistake, wealth is not just about making more money. It's about creating an abundance mindset and a plan that works for you, with your characteristics and skills. Have you noticed how the focus is often on cutting expenses, reducing consumption, and tightening your belt as much as possible? But is that how the rich really think? Is that the secret? What do they do differently? Today, we're going to show you how it's possible to reprogram this vision and start seeing opportunities where before you only saw obstacles. So before we continue, say to yourself, I believe in my prosperity. Write this down to reinforce your positive mindset and stay with me, because we're going to change the way you see the process of getting rich once and for all. But before you take the next step, think about the following. What if the real secret was in the things you haven't been seeing? What if it was something so simple yet so profound that it ended up going unnoticed all this time? Has this ever happened to you? Have you wondered why someone managed to achieve their goals, but you fell by the wayside? What few people understand is that there is a method, a natural sequence to building wealth, and this sequence needs to be respected. It's like planting a tree. If you water it too much or too little, if you plant it in the wrong season or don't take care of the roots, it simply won't grow. It may seem like you're doing everything right, but without understanding the specific conditions, the result will never be what you expect. And believe me, we're not talking about a crazy plan, something impossible to achieve. Quite the opposite. It's a series of steps that, when put in the right order, transform any situation. And do you know what's most interesting? The biggest mistake made by those who want to get rich is not in the effort, but in how that effort is distributed. You've probably heard the old saying about working hard and never giving up. But what if I told you that working hard isn't enough? Yes, you heard me right. The point is working the right way. Many people think that the secret lies in just putting in more hours, when in reality, it's all about how you put in your time. It's not just about how much you do, but how you do it. If this still seems confusing, keep paying attention. In a moment, we'll dive into the real step-by-step process of building wealth and understand once and for all what you need to do to make the leap in quality that you've always wanted. But first, comment here, I am capable of creating my future. Write this phrase down because it will serve as a mantra, a constant reminder that the power to transform your reality is in your hands. The biggest difference between those who achieve wealth and those who spend their whole lives just trying is not talent, it's not luck, and it's definitely not money. It's the correct understanding of the process. Many focus only on the final destination, on what they want to achieve, but ignore the journey they must follow to get there. If you're stuck in a cycle of trying and failing, perhaps the problem isn't your motivation, but your strategy. And want to know more? Many people think they already know what to do and end up falling into the same traps, repeating the same mistakes without realizing it. It's like trying to build a house without a blueprint. You can start laying the bricks, but without knowing exactly where each part goes, the result will always be something crooked, unbalanced, and fragile. So, if you are tired of hearing the same old things and really want to understand how it is possible to build a solid foundation for your finances, follow along to the end. We will explore each of the steps of a plan that is not about accumulating money, but about developing a mindset, establishing a clear purpose, and seizing the right opportunities at the right time. Say, I am in control of my success. And let's continue. What many people don't realize is that the idea of getting rich is not just about the money you earn, but about the value you generate. If you have tried to change careers, start a business, or even improve your skills, but still feel like something doesn't fit, the problem may be in the way you are building the foundation. There is no point in starting to build the roof without having a strong foundation. The secret is in the small adjustments, in how you organize your ideas and actions to create something solid, something that grows naturally and sustainably. So before you take the next step, I want you to type, I will make it work. This is more than a phrase. It is a reaffirmation of your commitment to yourself. And speaking of commitment, have you ever stopped to think about how your decisions today impact your tomorrow? This is where many people get lost. The desire to speed things up and get quick results makes them take shortcuts that, instead of helping, hinder. Have you ever felt this? That anxiety to see things working quickly, but in the end, you ended up delaying what you wanted to achieve even more. The point is that the true path to wealth is not a race, but a meticulous process of growth. And do you know what is most interesting? The more you respect this process, the faster things happen. It is like planting a seed and trying to hurry nature. There is no point in pulling the plant up and expecting it to grow faster. But by ensuring that the soil is fertile, the light is right, and the water is adequate, growth is inevitable. So if you really want to transform your financial life, it's time to stop looking at other people's results and start building your own step by step, respecting each stage of the process. Say, I'm on the right track. And remember, patience is one of the greatest allies of those seeking lasting results. And throughout this video, we'll explore all of this clearly, without empty promises or magic formulas. We'll put things in the right place so that you leave here knowing exactly what to do and how to do it. That's what makes all the difference. Clarity of purpose and execution of the right steps. But first, to consolidate this learning and ensure that you don't fall into the same traps again, I want you to write one more sentence. I will prosper. Because prosperity begins first in the mind, before manifesting itself in reality. And in the end, we will tie all these concepts together into a clear vision of the step-by-step process for building a balanced and prosperous financial life. Something that you can apply immediately and start seeing significant changes. So stay until the end, and don't forget, you are the only one responsible for creating the future you want. Now, to really understand how to change your financial situation, let's explore the basis that most people ignore: mindset. While many focus only on strategies, the real results begin in the way you view money, and mainly in the value you give to yourself. Imagine that you have two builders with the same project. If one of them believes that he will never be able to finish the work and that the land is unstable, he will probably give up at the first obstacle. The other, on the other hand, despite facing challenges, continues to believe in the potential of the land and adjusts his strategy as necessary. Which of these do you think will build something lasting? And this is where the big difference comes in. It's what separates those who just dream from those who actually achieve. It's the belief that you deserve a life of abundance, that hard work is not a punishment but a stepping stone to growth, and that each step of this process, no matter how difficult it may seem, is just one more brick in the construction of your legacy. This is why many people start out with enthusiasm, but give up along the way. If you don't adjust the way you view money and opportunities, any obstacle will seem like an insurmountable wall. And this isn't about positive thinking or wanting success. It's something deeper. It's about changing the meaning you give to things. If you see failure as the end of the line, you'll stop every time something goes wrong. But if you start seeing every mistake as a lesson and every obstacle as an opportunity to improve, the game changes completely. It's like looking at a puzzle, and instead of being frustrated by the pieces that don't fit, you feel challenged to find the right place for each one. So before you continue, write in the comments, "I will turn every challenge into an opportunity." This will help you reinforce this new way of thinking. The point is that while many people look for shortcuts to get rich, few understand that the real secret lies in how you react to difficulties. Those who get rich are not those who never fail, but those who continue to persist, adjust, and learn at each stage. Have you ever noticed how great entrepreneurs always have a story of overcoming obstacles to tell? It's no coincidence. They learn to see failures as an essential part of the process. And guess what? You can do it too. Just stop looking for magic formulas and start focusing on developing your own step by step, respecting your story and building something that really makes sense to you. Often the mistake is wanting to follow someone else's path without considering your own characteristics and skills. What works for one person may not work for another. That's why you need to adjust the method to your reality. There's no point in trying to be a copy of someone else. You need to be the best version of yourself. But how can you do that? How do you identify what really works for you? It all starts with an honest self-assessment. Think about the times when you felt most fulfilled. Were they when you were chasing results just for the financial value? Or were they those times when you felt like you were building something bigger? Finding your purpose is key. When you act in alignment with what you truly believe, motivation is not a problem. And this is where many fail. They work for money but forget to work for meaning. Comment now, "I will build my wealth with purpose," because purpose is what keeps you going in times of uncertainty, and it is what will help you keep moving forward even when the results seem slow. Believe me, those who achieve great things rarely do so without a greater reason behind it. This is what separates those who truly prosper from those who just survive. Building wealth is not an event. It is an ongoing process of learning and improvement. And it is exactly this process that transforms ordinary people into true giants. Think about someone you admire financially. This person did not start at the top. They went through difficulties, mistakes, uncertainties. The difference: she understood that each step was part of the journey. Instead of looking for quick results, she built a solid foundation. And this is the basis for any true wealth. A foundation that can withstand the storms, that can withstand the ups and downs, and that continues to grow in a sustainable way. Now stop and think. What are the pillars you are building? Are you focused only on the end result, or are you truly committed to each step of the process? Because at the end of the day, it's not just about how much money you want to have, but how that money will connect with your values and life goals. And when you find that balance, everything changes. Money stops being an end and becomes a powerful tool to achieve what really matters. So before we move on, say to yourself, "I am creating my solid foundation." Remember, this is the foundation that will sustain all your dreams and ambitions. A weak foundation may even generate results in the short term, but it crumbles when faced with the first difficulties. So focus on building something that will withstand time, that is strong and capable of supporting the full weight of your goals. Now, with all of this in mind, it's time to take the next step. When you start thinking about creating a solid foundation, you need to consider that it involves not only financial knowledge, but also self-discipline and clarity of purpose. Many fail because they are always focused on reacting to everyday problems, but never stop to really plan. If you want to build wealth, you need to get out of reactive mode and into proactive mode. Stop being guided, by what others tell you to do and start making decisions based on what makes sense for your reality. Planning is not just about listing goals, it's about understanding exactly where you are, where you want to go, and how you're going to get there. Furthermore, it is essential to create a mindset that embraces the long term. It is easy to get distracted by promises of immediate results, but true wealth comes to those who can see beyond the present. Think of the most robust and long-lasting trees. They do not grow overnight, but when they do, their roots are deep and can withstand any storm. And the same thing happens with your finances. The more solid your foundation, the more you will be able to prosper even in the face of difficulties. That is why you must constantly ask yourself, will the decisions I am making today help me grow tomorrow? So, before we wrap up, reflect. Are you really prepared to commit to this transformation? If so, write in the comments, I am focused on the long term, because it is this focus that will differentiate you from all the others who give up halfway. And if you want to continue receiving content that truly transforms the way you see your finances and helps you achieve true prosperity, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and watch each new video. This way, you won't miss any tips that could be the next big step on your journey to financial freedom. See you in the next video.